Well folks, welcome back to another YouTube video which I haven't done for a while, and I keep getting requested to do so especially from people from work. So this is a YouTube video about the progress of the season for Sunderland. Now, if I take you back a few weeks, because like I said, I've not done one for a while, so there's been quite a lot to talk about, and a lot of talking points, and mainly the thing I would like to talk about is the change of manager first, because I think that's the most important thing. Because any club, you need stability. You need someone who's in charge, someone who's got the players playing for them, someone who understands what the manager wants and is able to interpret that and take it out on the pitch and produce the performances to do so. So in this now, when Neil went to Stoke, I immediately thought, well, who the hell we're going to get in? Who's possibly going to be able to replace him? Because I did like his style of play, and I liked the way he was attacking. I liked the way he set up the players, and I liked the formations that he picked. However, won't go into all the details of it, but I think money was the main issue of that, why he went. So we were then looking for a manager. So when the people came up, the list, because you always get a list that comes up, oh, such and such is coming in for it, he's been linked, this one and that one. So you always think, who the hell we're going to end up with? Never in a million years, if I'm honest, would I have picked Tony Mowbray to be the manager, because I immediately thinking of other people. It's not like someone like Tony Mowbray who's been around the block quite a while, and he knows his things about football. However, originally you would say to yourself, well, he is getting on a bit, can he still do it? Can he still manage at this level and stuff? Well, the simple fact of the matter is, as I'll come back to, but the results have borne out that yes, he can, and he's still got it. He's still got that knack. So I'll come back onto that. But first of all, I want to go to the team first, and I say this season, before it started, I put a bet on Sunderland to finish in the top 6. So I think a lot of people would have looked at me like I was crazy, Sunderland top 6 and just come up to the Championship. They got to bet in, do this and do that. Well, 10 games into the season, and I think my bet's looking very nice at the minute. Thank you very much. So I know it's a long way to go, but initial, the first 10 games, you're looking at the first 10 games and you're saying, well, that they've got the ability to play against teams who you would automatically think that because they're more experienced in the Championship, you think they'll be harder to beat and, to play against. But we have a squad of players, a young squad of players, a lot of them, who I believe have the talent at this level and more. I believe that a good few of them, not all of them, but a good few of them have the talent to go higher up, possibly, feature like when we get in the Premiership, because it will happen, we will do it soon. I certainly think the next couple of seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, I think we'll get back up. So there's a prediction for you. By the end of season 25-26, I think we'll get up to the Premiership. So back to the young players now. There's that many to name. I won't go into all of them. However, the ones that immediately stick out is Mishu. You've got Juice and Bennett. You've got the likes of Jack Clark. You've got Patrick Roberts. All of these people are like young players. Dan Neil, for example, he's a bit in and out. Some games he's played well, some games not so well. But he's a local lad and he wants to do his best for the club. And that's good enough for me. And I think he is good enough at this level. Is he good enough up if we get to the Premiership? It's debatable. I like to think that he would be, but that's a whole different kettle of fish altogether. But the youngsters that we've got now to bed into the team, like I mentioned there before, Mishu and Juice and Bennett and Diallo, and Barr. All of them players, they still haven't really got a lot of play time at the club because they've only just came. So they're exciting for the future. They're to bed in. you know. I mean, that's even without the likes of Embleton, you know, and Corey Evans, who's playing well. Then you've got Pritchard, who's a constant. Pritchard is my absolute favourite player. I love him to bits. He just, the way he runs about, and, you know, he puts his tackles in, he gets the team going, and, you know, he's just an all-round brilliant player, and he's only tiny, you know. He's not going to win many headers in the air, so that's one thing that would go against him. But other than that, he's a fabulous player, absolutely fabulous. Now, a big loss. Oh, sorry, excuse me, guys. Just the camera just decided to get excited there. A big loss was losing Ross Stewart. So when you lose someone of his ability, when you lose somebody of Ross Stewart's ability, that is a big thing. You know, that's massive, because he is our natural goal scorer. He is someone who can get you the goals, but also he breaks up the play. He brings players in, like your midfielders who are attacking, coming on, like your Embos and your Pritchards and people like that. He can bring them into play. He's capable of doing that. He's a very tall striker. He's good in the air, but he's also great on the ground, as he's proven many a time. And the way he takes his goals is fantastic. So losing him, and he's going to be out till after the new year, I think it's going to be at least maybe it's the middle of January before we get him back. Now that is a big loss. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, I always look on the positive side of things. Les from work, you know I do. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Losing Stewart is a big blow. However, then we go and lose Sims. But before I get on to Sims, I'll get back to Stewart. So losing Stewart is a big blow because of his goals and his threat in the air, and he's great on the ground as well, brings a player in, like I said. So yeah, we are going to miss him. But I think, as proven in the last few games there, we can still score goals without the likes of Ross Stewart in the side. Even Sims as well, who I'll come on to now. That injury, when Sims picked that injury up, I was like, oh, for crying out loud, man. You know, we lost one striker, now we're losing another. And I really thought our form would dip down. You know, we would start maybe slipping down the table a bit, because I was really worried when he got injured. That was a bad blow, because now we've got no natural recognised striker at the club. However, what the others have done, they've come in and they've really taken over the mantle, and they've really grasped by the nettle, and, you know, by the throat, and they've said, right, well, we're going to step up and we're going to get goals, and now we're going to prove that we don't have to have Stewart in the side all the time, or Sims for that matter, and we can still get goals, and we can still win matches or get draws in matches, which I'll come on to in a minute. So first of all, start with the goalkeeper, Patterson. I'm going to go through the team. Not every player, I'm just going to go, you know, goalkeeper, defence, midfield and strikers. So strikers won't take long because he isn't any. But anyway, so goalkeeper, Patterson. Now, Patterson has proven, he's just a young kid, he's proven that at this level, he's not worried. He doesn't flap at things normally. I mean, he did do one, not the last game, but the game before, where kind of his distribution a little bit on that occasion was just letting him down a touch. But overall, he's fantastic. He's really proven to be a good keeper for us. He's a local lad, which is always a good thing, you know. If ever you get a local lad in your team, you know, and he does his job, then it's brilliant. So Patterson for me, definitely number one, but we do need another keeper in, and that is fact. You know, we need another keeper in, because what if he picks up an injury, or what if he goes out of form? Doesn't look as though he will at the minute, but you know, the injury might certainly come around. So Patterson for me, definitely, you know, number one keeper, but we're going to need another one in, excuse me. Mr. Kevin Ball, my favourite ever Sunderland player, you rock. Right then, defence. Now, again, this is where I thought we would struggle, because we don't really have a natural right back at the club, and we keep slotting people in there, You know, we've had 09 in there, we've had Gooch in there, we've had Winchester in there. Really, you know, if you want to get like promoted from this league or even challenge to get promoted, like end up in the playoffs and that, you need a settled, solid defence unit. Haven't quite got that at the minute. We have sort of gone a couple of games where we've not changed the side and put them in, but they are fitting into places where they're not really, you know, that's not really where they're best at. However, fair play to them, you know. I mean, they're doing a great job and they're coming in, you know, and they're pretty much keeping a tight ship. If you can keep clean sheets in this league especially, and nick one at the other end where we've got the capabilities of doing so, to come on to in a minute, then that's great. But yeah, defence wise, we're going to have to try and see if we can get maybe the right back in, you know, maybe it's even a January window, you know, try and get someone in of that ilk who's a really good, experienced defender. And on the midfield, I mean, so many options in midfield, it's crazy, you know. You immediately think of your Embos and your Pritchards and your Corey Evans and Dan Neil, and you've got Jack Clark, you've got Patrick Roberts. Crying out loud, man. We're overrun with midfield players. And some of them have varying qualities, you know. Some of them are definitely further on, you know, if you like, as regards to ability and quality wise. But I do feel with the midfield that we've got at this moment in time, I do feel that they will do a fantastic job, as is proven. You know, they're getting goals and stuff, especially Patrick Roberts and Jack Clark. Pritchard's well capable, free kicks and things like that. Look, O'Nien's been known to get the odd one. I mean, Christ, even Gooch, you know, he scored before, so it's all possible. But now on to the strikers, which is the big thing, because we have no recognised actual proper striker in the team at the minute, because Sims is out. But his injury, I've read, and this was a quote from the official website, so he looks as though could be well and truly back, if not for the first, because we've got an international break, so 2 weeks time it looks so he could be back for that, the Preston game or the one after, which is great news for us. The injury is not as bad, you know, as first feared, so that looks great news for us. However, like I said, Stewart will be out till about January, I think. So if we can get Sims back, because he did when he first came to the club, first couple of games he was scoring, you know, he scored a couple of goals. Just went off the boil a fraction maybe, but he might have been carrying a knock, or, you know, not getting the service. Sometimes all these factors come in. But I think him coming back will definitely enhance the side. I like him a lot. I think Ellis Sims has got a good future. I would like him to come to us. I would like us to sign him permanently, but I don't think that'll happen. I don't think Everton will let him go. But yeah, so I think overall the performances that we've played this season, especially like under Mowbray now, has been fantastic. I mean, the passing, the goals against Reading, especially that third one, that will take a lot of beating. I'll tell you what now, if that was in the Premiership, they'd be talked about. They'd be in every single bloody newspaper, they'd be on the radio, the TVs and everything. But because it was us doing it, it doesn't seem to get the same airplay that it should. That third goal in particular, the build-up, the one-touch passing and the build-up of that goal, and then the finish, like Jack Clark was just amazing there. He managed to nutmeg his defender, go around him, and then slot the ball in the far corner. Brilliant player, Jack Clark. He's in and out, you know, he's been in and out a little bit this season, but he's really coming on fire now, and Patrick Roberts is, and they're showing this air of like confidence, you know, and the real, not arrogance, you know, there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, but they're showing this confidence about them, and they're confident in their ability, and they're able to pass the ball and connect with each other. Link up play is fantastic. So if that can keep going, brilliant. Will we get promoted this season? It's possible. It's possible. But do I honestly think, you know, we'll end up in automatics? No. But I do definitely think we could end up in the playoffs. keep going at this rate, we could end up in the playoffs. Hell, we're in 5th now. You know, there's 10 games gone. So if we can keep, like I say, keep this going and get the Stewart back and get Sims up and running and all that, you know, why not? We can end up in the playoffs, definitely. And I've got 20 to 1 for us to do so. So there we go. Put that bet on before the season started. So anyway, that's the end of this video for now. Les, you'll be happy. I've now done a video blog, you know, so I've updated everything there. I want to do a more in-depth one with each player, and that'll be maybe the next one or the one after, because I'm going to do my research and stuff and give my opinions on what the first 11 should be and all the rest of it, and you know who fits in where and all that. But I think the lads are doing absolutely fantastic. They are exceeding slightly even my estimations, but I think without a striker we are playing magnificently well still. We're still scoring goals, so therefore we can push up in the league. If we keep this run going, we can push up and end up in the playoffs. But will we get relegated? Absolutely no friggin' chance. You heard it here first. There's no chance we'll get relegated from the Championship. We are a good side. We can beat many teams in this league, as we've already proven. We played, I mean, the top 10 now, at this moment in time, the top 10, we've played 7 of those teams in the top 10 and we're lying 5th. So that tells you everything you need to know. So anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I haven't done these as often as what I was hoping to, but I will get back onto the trail of things, and I will get back into doing them more regular. So thank you for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe, and please tell your friends, and then we'll all have a good time together following the lads. Come on, Sunderland. Thank you.